Picture this. You're listening to your favorite song, but then, piece by piece, it starts to change. First, the guitar gets so quiet you can hardly hear it. Next, the vocals completely cut off. Next thing you know, the drums are so loud it's all you can hear. It probably wouldn't be your favorite song after all this, right? Well, just like a band works together to create the music that we love, different plants and animals work together to create life. This teamwork is called biodiversity. What is biodiversity? Biodiversity means that there are many different types of life, different animals and plants, living and working together in a community. There are three main types of biodiversity. The first type is genetic biodiversity. This means that there are different traits within a certain species. For example, we can look at dog breeds. Pit bulls and chihuahuas are two totally different dog breeds, but they're both dogs. This is because there's genetic biodiversity there. The second type of biodiversity is the ecosystem biodiversity. When we spin a globe, we can see that there's deserts, oceans, mountains, and forests, all on the same planet. This is because Earth has great ecosystem biodiversity. The third type of biodiversity is species biodiversity. Species biodiversity means that there's a lot of different types of plants and animals in a given ecosystem. We can see biodiversity in action when we look at specific ecosystems. A great example of a biodiverse community would be Yellowstone National Park. Yellowstone has a complex food web and is home to so many different animals. A complex food web means that the animals and plants all have a lot of overlap in their diets. For example, the plants give the small animals food and shelter, and then the small animals are then prey to the larger animals. A key animal in this food web is the gray wolf. They feed off of the elk in the area and are a predator at the top of the food chain. In the 1920s, people thought that the wolves were too dangerous. They decided that they had to go, and so they did. They started to remove them from the park or kill them. For the next 60 years, there was almost no wolves left. By the 1970s, the wolves were considered endangered. Because of this, the elk population skyrocketed, which may sound like a good thing for the elk, right? Well, it was initially, until after a while, there's too much competition for the same amount of food, and the elk population began to decrease. Eventually, scientists began to notice this pattern and decided it was a good idea to reintroduce wolves into the park. They continued to bring them back home, and over the next few years, the elk population began to stabilize, and the wolves were no longer considered endangered. This is such a great example of why we need biodiversity. Removing just one link from a system can damage the whole community. We need biodiversity. We need different parts for the whole to function, like instruments in a band, organs in our body, the wolves in Yellowstone. Every piece has an important role to play. Without the teamwork of biodiversity, we wouldn't have food, clean air, water, or life.